What's up, YouTube? This is A5 Crypto,
Hey, it's Crypto Addict.
and here on another episode on this one, we're going to talk about the OMI utility program.
Yep. I know we're a little behind on releasing this one, but a lot of different feedbacks on this program, whether it's good or bad, and we're going to give our take on how we feel about this.
Yes, sir. So before we go any further, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment on what you guys think about this update on the utility program for OMI. Is it a good thing, bad thing? Let us know.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and read through this a little bit. It says the OMI Utility Program (OUP) is a system designed to give OMI token holders added utility and benefits within the VEVE app, and we are incredibly excited to share the initial outline with you. If this is the first time you're hearing about OMI, please take a look at the VEVE token system and OMI utility to get started. If you're already an OMI homie, you know this outline has been long awaited, and we sincerely thank you for your support, patience, and level 9,000 hodl. No reference there.
Yeah.
With that said, this is the first iteration of our OUP, and to quote Agent Smith, it is inevitable the model will evolve. As always, we look forward to your continued feedback. So
please, and it says, please note this is a work in progress plan. The information below is an initial outline of the various elements of the OUP. Details subject to change based on development and feedback. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or any below, submit your feedback in the feedback form. Cool.
Feedback form. All right. So straight off the bat,
yeah,
they're trying to reward people that have been in OMI for a while, let them know that this is coming. It's been long awaited, of course, and stated that it is the first iteration because this is going to change, guys. Don't overreact to this first article. The same thing happened with the Master Collector program, and the same is going to happen here. Things are going to change, guys.
Yeah, just like how VEVE has adapted to like what the market or what the community is wanting. I'm sure there'll be some changes here with this utility program, which will be good because overall they're just trying to give everybody a really great experience for their platform. So
yeah, so this is pretty much like a quick outline, and they're just going to get feedback from it, and they're going to continue to build off of the feedback they get.
So yeah, there's a feedback form right there. So that's great. I like how they're really wanting people's opinions and suggestions. So that's good. Let's go on. OMI x VEVE. Okay, VEVE is the first app offering digital collectibles experience with products from many of the world's biggest brands. OMI is a utility token that underpins transactions within VEVE, and thanks to the OUP, token holders can soon use their tokens within VEVE to help grow their digital collections. Great. If you're new to the fam, OMI was envisioned 3 years ago and minted in May 2019. Since then, the crypto and NFT industries have rapidly developed, enabling new uses, designs, and capabilities for tokens and their underlying economic models. While the underlying token model hasn't changed, we have been incredibly fortunate to gather feedback from our community. Hashtag. Since the launch of VEVE alongside the user from the in-app experience, with that information in hand, we have shaped a range of utilities for the OMI token and the VEVE digital collectibles experience to help you build your digital collections and have more fun.
Sweet. And Master Collector Program. Master Collector Program is a loyalty program designed to reward active VEVE collectors. It will be available to all users, and through the MCP, collectors can level up by being an active VEVE collector, completing objectives, all while gaining benefits and rewards in a quest to reach the highest level Master Collector. Our OUP is separate from the MCP, however, the OUP runs as a parallel program that is geared towards OMI-related features within VEVE. The reason for this decision is to ensure MCP rewards collectors for collecting, and as such, MCP levels must be earned rather than paid. However, both the MCP and OUP offer collectors and token holders the opportunity to both increase their MCP level by way of interactivity, as well as additional advantages offering via the OUP details below. So these are going to be run in parallel with each other, the OUP and MCP.
What do we think about that? Like these two separate kind of opp- programs running. I guess you have an opportunity, right? Whether you're an OMI token holder or one who has like is aiming to get collector points and stuff. Um, so I think it gives opportunity. It kind of levels the playing field, no?
So the OUP is for token holders to where they will also benefit,
Yeah.
similar to how MCP can benefit, but they both, it seems like they run in parallel because you're benefiting within the VEVE application. So there's two different ways to earn these points that you can, and we'll get into it later on with what they're offering, but you're benefiting in the VEVE app two different ways, either through the MCP by collecting or through the OUP through obtaining the utility OMI token.
I really like that because for a new user who's relatively in the VV, who just got into VV, let's just say about a couple of months or so, because VV was released, I mean, in a couple years ago, I suppose,
Mhm.
right? Or like a year ago. So they have been able to get into the and hold all these like really notable collections in the VV app and have now benefit from MCP early on because they were early on in collecting these.
Mhm.
So the OUP, I feel, gives new users to jump in and play catch up in a way,
They'd be able to be able to purchase
Exactly.
OMI and use that to from the utilities below will state as far as ways that they can also try to get drops.
Yeah. So I think it gives the opportunity for people to catch up that are new into the game for VV. So I like that.
So yeah, if they're not accumulating any MCP points, then definitely can use the OMI token as utility to get points as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Good
All
job.
right.
Good job
And
there.
going along here, OMI utility overview. The OMI token offers extended features within the VV app, introducing new audiences to the token itself and potentially crypto in general. As such, OMI will be integrated into key areas of the VV experience. And they have the staking program, the secondary market trading with OMI, the OMI drop raffle, premium market listings, and accessory purchases. So that's the quick outline of what will be applied here. Which we'll go
Staking
in details.
programs. Let's see. I mean, we already know what staking is, right? You buy the token or whatever it is, you put it on a staking platform, and you receive an award, a reward for leaving your assets for a certain amount of time, I suppose. So they're trying to incorporate and give the OMI more utility, which is great, rather than for what it is. And there's 3 tiers here. But let's go and read. See, beginning at tier 1, staking will become immediately accessible to all collectors after OMI related features are enabled. To advance to the next tier, the holder must stake the required amount of OMI for a predetermined period of time before achieving the next tier, or they can choose the fast track. Fast track is if you do not want to wait for the required staking period to expire to move to the next tier. You can fast track your way there by burning a specified amount of OMI. Good. Okay, I like the burning aspect of this because when you burn a particular asset, we know that it kind of deflates the asset itself rather than putting more and inflating it, like how things are being printed nowadays and inflating it. So
Yeah.
this is a deflationary type feature here for OMI, so I like that.
So pretty much what it's stating, it looks like where it says beginning at tier 1, it looks like you have to go through tier 1 to get to tier 2 to get to tier 3, almost like in order. It looks like. Because it says to advance to the next tier, the holder must stake the required amount of OMI determine your time before obtaining the next tier. So I don't know if you can just jump in and be like, I'm gonna stake $10,000
Sure.
of OMI and get to tier 3. It looks like you may have to go in order.
Yeah.
Of course, they give you the option of fast track, which we can review here. So for tier 1, it is a requirement of $1,000 worth of OMI. And this is going to vary, but how I believe it's going to work is at the time of when you're staking, you would have to stake $1,000 worth. So it would be at the time.
At the time, right? Of whatever price OMI is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have the option to fast track. So if you do need to go in tiers, you can stake your 1,000, fast track it for $250 worth of OMI, and then you get to tier 2, which you'd have to stake. And if you wanted to fast track, you can do that. To tier 3 to stake and fast track if you wanted to do that.
So I wonder why they decided to list it this way, you know, where it says $1,000 of OMI versus 100, you know, or 100,000 of OMI. You know what I mean?
I believe it's because this is a standard they're wanting to set, and with the price being volatile, the price of OMI, if it gets to, let's say right now it's gonna require you like 10,000 OMI, right? To get to tier 1.
Yeah.
So based off of like Vel's prediction of $10 OMI, and they're saying you need 10,000 OMI,
yeah,
you're now gonna need 100,000 OMI because it's 10. Well, no, you're gonna need more than that. It's $10 OMI.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Like $10 OMI is not anytime soon, you know, in my opinion. Just because that's, I don't know, market cap and the amount of supply just doesn't make sense to me right now. We're far away from it, to be honest.
It's not anytime soon, but what I'm saying is that they set this so it's a certain standard, so they don't have to change this article. They don't have to be like, okay, now it's not 10,000 OMI, now it's 5,000 OMI, now it's 2,000 OMI. Like, they don't have to change their standards here, because someone in the past would be like, what? Now it's only 5,000 OMI. I had to spend 10,000 OMI. But if you just set a USD value amount,
something more stable,
everyone's okay with it.
Okay, that seems fair.
Yep, and with this, you guys are going to get the OMI Homie 3D and profile badge. Cool. Accessory purchase with OMI, so you'll be able to purchase accessories. Premium market listings with OMI, and percent bonus on all points earned.
Not bad for being a homie.
Yeah, so you get your profile badge, purchasing accessories, which we'll talk about further down as well. The premium listings is something also going to be talked about, and supposedly you're going to earn a percent bonus on all points earned, and this may be related to when you say points earned, maybe the master collector points you're earning a bonus on. But that's off of tier 1, and we're looking into tier 2.
Tier 2 says looks like they increased the stakes, $5,000 of OMI for whatever price it is, I assume. Fast track is 25%. Of that is 1,250 of OMI. Lock-in period is 60 days. You'll get everything in tier 1 plus OMI Millionaire 3D and profile badge. Additional percent bonus on all points earned. Access to the OMI drop raffle. Cool. Secondary market trading in OMI. Burn NFTs for points. Huge. And 0.5% OMI market transaction fee for the buyer.
Yeah, so the transaction fee we will talk about. And okay, so the OMI drop raffle looks like that's only going to be available for OMI millionaires and up.
Yeah.
So OMI homies can't do that. You get a new badge and additional percent bonus. So it looks like on top of the point bonus you earn in tier 1, you'll get additional from that in tier 2.
So secondary market trading, I thought that was interesting. So as a homie, I guess they don't want you're not allowed to trade in their platform.
So further down the article, when we read about the
Yeah.
using OMI. It looks like you'll be able to use OMI to purchase NFT collectibles, and it looks like you'll have to be at least a tier 2 and above to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is why they have the transaction fee as the
Mm.
buyer,
Mm.
which we'll get into. It is a 60-day staking period, so you're taking your OMI, you're taking it out of circulation for 60 days.
Yeah, and then I think if you take it before that they mentioned there was like some kind of fee.
Yep.
If you
And we'll get
break it in.
to that as
We'll
well
get
as
to
we
that.
draw.
Yeah. Okay, and tier 3, OMI 1 Kenobi.
Hey.
Cool. I like the note. I like the little name here. $10,000 worth of OMI. Lock period 3 months or 90 days. Fast track $2,500 worth of OMI. So everything in tier 2 plus OMI Kenobi 3D badge, additional bonus points, display mint number next to the NFTs in showroom.
A little flex there.
Wow. All right, more flexibilities. Rent collectibles. So like renting out, or you can rent from people.
That should give you the ability to rent out.
Interesting. So they need to. I wonder if they go into further details on how much you can charge for renting out your NFTs. That would be really interesting for some passive income, possibly. Unlimited showrooms, expanded AR features. Cool.
That's interesting.
Cool. 0.25% OMI market transaction fees.
Yep. So the fee's a little lower. The expanded AR features, that sounds interesting. They didn't really go in details about that, but
so right now the features for AR is just simply you could put your NFT or your collectible in anywhere, but I'm assuming the AR feature, maybe you'll get to interact with it more. Like I've been watching, we've heard about Niantic Labs, right? You have, right? Yeah, and you know how they have like updated their AR features to where the collectible will actually move around with certain like furniture in the camera and people, and it'll actually like bounce off of things in the room based off of the camera features and stuff like that. So I think that's what they may be referring here.
But what I find interesting is, why not make that a universal,
available for everybody, right?
Universal app feature, because that would boost popularity with the app. Why make it where you have to be tier 3? So
yeah, because that seems really expensive. Or at least the tier 2. I think tier 2 should actually have this AR feature.
Well, even then, just the casual like VEVE app user that does not hold any OMI at all, like they may want to use, or they see these AR features. I mean, the AR features would be something great, like people creating these funny TikToks or whatnot. As far as exposure, if you're saying, oh, you have to buy OMI now to do this, not everyone's going to be like, okay, I don't have $10,000 to spend to get these AR features. So
I agree. I think I totally agree with you here, because if the whole thing, if they're trying to make this whole experience and draw more people into it, right? Like, let's be honest, like not a lot of people are going to drop 10K. Like a normal user, or a person who's new to the game and don't really grasp the concept of like NFTs or collectibles and stuff, or digital collectibles. So why not make this cool little feature here available in all tiers, or anybody?
Almost like because there's apps where you have to unlock additional features.
Yeah.
But this is like you have to unlock it with OMI, which for just a regular person, one that has to force them to get involved into crypto, which they're not familiar with, and they don't know how to purchase OMI. And then when they see how to purchase it, they're like, oh, $10,000. Like,
that's
so that's interesting.
I think that's probably like the negative part of this, the AR feature here. They should make it available to every tier or every user on the VEVE app. So maybe we'll put that in the feedback form or something, and hopefully they'll listen. We'll see.
Yep. Okay. Right. And
let's talk about withdrawal and breakage fee. OMI staking program is designed to benefit collectors within the app, while token holders also benefit from reduced circulating supply. In order to earn these benefits, you must stake or lock your tokens for a predetermined amount of time. However, we understand that circumstances change, and during that time, you may need to access your tokens. As such, you will be able to withdraw your stake before the staking period has elapsed if you choose to do so. However, it will be subject to a 10% fee, which will be burned. I like that, the burning aspect. If you do not need to withdraw your tokens early, they will become available again to withdraw at no charge once the staking period has elapsed. However, it is important to note you will lose your staking tier and benefits upon withdrawing your stake, regardless of #when.
Says you will lose your staking tier when you unstake. So there is a 10% fee if you decide to
Withdraw before the period, yeah. Okay.
And what I find interesting is, so you have to keep it staked in order to continue earning these benefits. Okay, so what I find interesting is, what if you unstaked, like you've gained your rewards, right? You got your badges and everything. You have your additional showrooms. You're renting out collectibles already, and then you decide, okay, I need some of my OMI now, so I'm gonna unstake it. Now, what happens to your badge? Does that disappear? Is that a temporary badge only while you're staking? What your additional showrooms, like, do they disappear? What actually happens to everything when you unstake, because it says you lose your staking tier?
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, do you immediately lose that kind of tier those opportunities there?
Yeah, because I figured once you get a badge, you have the badge and that's forever in your showroom. But if it's a temporary badge only while you're staking, then the moment you take that out, it's gone. So that'll be interesting.
I guess they're just trying to encourage people to really stake their tokens, and that way there's not a lot of supply being like traded, or I don't know. I think they're just trying to make that way it'll encourage people to really keep their tokens staked.
Yeah, for sure. They're trying to take the amount of OMI out of circulation, because what they are trying to do is they're trying to push the value of OMI up. The less OMI in circulation, of course, the higher the price. So an issue with this is there's not really any benefits for just the OMI token holders, because there's people that have OMI and have had OMI before VEVE, and they never got into VEVE and never cared about the collectibles or anything like that, just strictly the OMI token. And for those people, they're completely losing out here because they have no benefits to staking at all.
Right.
And I believe that is actually why the price tanked more than it actually mooned. And it may be because these OMI holders are like, okay, we have absolutely no use for our token now. We don't care about these points. We don't care about a badge for an app we're not using. These additional points do us no good. I have no collectibles to rent out. I don't care about the showrooms. Like, I don't care about any of this stuff. I was holding OMI, and now I have nothing to do with my OMI. Just believing that the price is going to go up based off of these things forcing the price to go up. That's all they pretty much have.
Yeah.
So the OMI holders, strictly OMI holders, are kind of left out here because they have no reason to stake. They get nothing for staking.
Yeah, because the moment they stake and then they want to cash out, or they lose their their tier, their tier features and stuff.
But they don't even care about the tiers.
Right. That's true.
So absolutely nothing for them to do, or no reason for them to stake.
So only holding it or only staking would just, like you said, they would just get these features, but they probably don't really care too much about these features if they're not really into
None
collectibles.
of the features help at all, for sure.
Okay, guess that's the negative there, right? Unfortunate. All right, mate. Well, like I said, they'll continue to make some changes, right? This is not like a
it's the
set in
first one.
stone. It's a work in progress plan. So,
this is why you don't overreact to their first article. Now it's like, okay, we're aware of, okay, we're kind of screwing out just the OMI holders. Like, what can we do to improve this? Like, they're gonna find ways to make it work for everyone. That's why this is just the outline. They want the feedback, and this is just some feedback of what's going on and how some people are feeling.
Yeah. So,
cool. And secondary market trading. Collectors who are enrolled in our OUP via the staking program will have the option to buy and sell their VEVE digital collectibles in the VEVE secondary market with OMI. In order to do so, the collector must have their OMI wallet enabled, from which OMI transactions are made. When a secondary market OMI purchase takes place, OMI will be transferred from the buyer's VEVE OMI wallet to the seller's VEVE OMI wallet, and on success, the NFT ownership is transferred to the buyer. Regulation and compliance. As global regulations of the NFT and cryptocurrency industries continue, so too does the necessity to implement KYC, AML procedures. As a result, collectors wishing to transact with OMI in a secondary market will need to pass KYC to participate. So there you go. For those talking about KYC, that's going to be needed if you plan on using OMI. Of course, that is because OMI is also a way. It's a cryptocurrency, and you need to, I guess, know your customers in order to do this or make any type of transaction. So if you're making any type of withdrawals or anything like that with OMI, it's kind of necessary because technically you can take that crypto and cash out, and that's almost like MTL just through crypto.
Yep. So yeah, that's just something they have to abide by, to be honest, folks.
Regulations are needed, but if you're just buying gems just to collect, then perfectly fine. You're good with that. So I would see something similar to this when they do roll out the MTL. If you do plan on like withdrawing your gems back to fiat, then KYC is something that looks like would be required as well for that. All right, and market fees. With each market transaction, the platform fee of 2.5 to 8.5% will continue to apply for OMI-based market transactions. One important point to note is the market fees must be paid in gems, and these fees cover the external costs VEVE incurs, such as licensor fees. The decision to pay market fees in gems has been implemented, so VEVE is not required to sell down OMI to cover these costs and prevent sell pressure on the token, given the high market activity. So that makes sense. It's the normal fees that they pay, the 2.5 through 8.5, which is of course based off of the license, and it's paid in gems because gems are stable. It's like they're stable coin. They can't pay in OMI because, like I said, the price is volatile, so they can't make up the amount that they have because they have to pay the license in a certain amount, and if the price drops or whatnot, it's a lot of pressure for them to get it sold.
So like you were mentioning, like they're dealing with some big name brands here, a lot of IPs. They probably just want their stables, right? They want something stable, and they want to be paid a particular amount, something like not as volatile like crypto. So that makes sense for them to do this.
Okay. And the OMI market transaction fee. Whilst the seller is required to pay the market fee in gems, the buyer will also be required to contribute a small portion of the OMI transaction to the burn wallet to reduce the circulating supply of the token, thus contributing to token scarcity and the overall tokenomics. Example, gem transactions. An NFT is sold in the market for 100 gems and is subject to 8.5% platform fee, 8.5 gems, or $8.50 USD. When its purchase is complete, it triggers an OMI token flow where $8.50 worth of OMI tokens are moved from the in-app reserve to the out-of-circulation wallet burn. That's normal. That's how it's currently occurring at the moment. So that there's nothing new there. Example, OMI transaction. In order to transact in OMI tokens, the buyer will already need to be enrolled in OMI staking program, which would be tier 2 and above. So tier 2, tier 3.
Hmm.
And a transaction will also burn OMI from the circulating supply using the above example, and depending on the staking tier. The buyer will be subject to a burning fee of tier 2, a millionaire 0.5% burn fee or 50 cents of OMI. Tier 3, OMI 1 Kenobi 0.25% burn fee or 25 cents of OMI. So when they say, this is what I'm probably a little confused on here, is they say 0.5% burn fee or 50 cents of OMI. So the 0.5 burn fee, is this for the total price of what it's sold for? Is the fee you're paying to use OMI?
Or 50 cents of OMI.
Because then if you're selling something for, let's say, $100, that would be 50 cents of OMI. If it's $200, that would be, like, if the total price being 200, that would be $1 of OMI. But if you're selling something for $50, that would strictly be 50 cents because it's a minimum of 50 cents of OMI. So I'm assuming that's what they're going off of, is your total sell value.
Yeah.
That's interesting because the buyer has to pay that fee.
Oh, it's the buyer, not the seller.
The seller will continue to pay the same fee in gems,
Same fee,
the 8.5%.
And that'll go to, they'll probably go to, like, royalties for the brands.
If you're buying it with gems, you don't have to worry about this. But if you're buying it with the OMI token, then you have to worry about this burn fee. And so depending on how much it costs, because we're talking 200 is $1, so we're talking 2,000, that is $20 in fee. Then it can get more interesting. But yeah, it looks like that is going to apply to the total, I guess, amount of what the collectible is sold for. So maybe that'll change.
So let's just say you're like buying stuff with the program and you have some staked. Do you need an additional supply to cover all these fees or to purchase? I mean, once you stake something, you can't. I'm assuming that the person would have to stake a certain amount and then have an additional amount of OMI tokens in order to, like, benefit from these transactions. Is that correct?
So when you're staking, you're taking your coins out of circulation. Means you're not able to use them, right?
Yeah.
You have to use additional OMI to do these purchases. So now I'm kind of debating, is it better to purchase with OMI and pay this burn fee, or is it better to purchase in gems? Like now it's almost like you need to convert OMI to gems and use gems strictly in the marketplace before maybe converting back to OMI.
Well, I mean, if you're selling stuff, that 8.5% fee is a little steep, no?
Yeah, but as a buyer, you may want to just recycle gems and use gems on the marketplace rather than using OMI, because if you're buying with gems, you're not paying this OMI fee.
Yeah.
So that makes it.
Well, they didn't say anything about buying They didn't say anything about buying with gems, huh?
No, it's the same with gems. You don't pay a fee with gems. So if you're buying with gems, it's like how the market is working right now at the moment. The seller is paying the fee, and the buyer, you're just paying the amount for the NFT. This only applies for OMI, because if you're purchasing it with the OMI, then they're gonna charge you this burn fee. Which is, I mean, it's good for the token because they're finding more ways to burn. This sucks as someone trying to use OMI. Again, OMI as either an investor or OMI in general. If you're trying to use OMI, you're stuck paying fees. It's almost like a punishment for using OMI versus benefiting for being an OMI holder and using OMI. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out and see what the market is going to be doing with the
Yeah.
situation.
So the burns are great because the burns are going to help bring the value of OMI up,
Yeah.
but it takes away a lot of incentive for using OMI because the really the only incentive for OMI is to stake it. Having any more than that is not as
Yeah.
beneficial because you're getting fees if you're trying to purchase with OMI, and if you're not even using the VEVE app at all, you have absolutely no reason to use OMI.
Mm-hmm.
So that plays a negative role in having just the OMI token. If you already have a ton of master collectors point, you're not even worried about OMI. So it's like, I don't care about OMI anymore. Sell my OMI because I have MCP. If you're just an OMI investor, you're like, okay, this does no good to me because I have no benefits to it. I don't use VV. I just wanted to use the OMI token, or I invested in OMI token and I have no use to it. I can't stake it or anything. So they could be selling off. Really, there's not anything pushing OMI investors to stick with OMI, because even now, if you wanted to use OMI to trade in the marketplace, you get charged this extra burn fee, which can get pretty substantial depending on how much you're paying.
Yeah.
So that may be what's triggering a lot of the price drops in the marketplaces, because right now, as an OMI investor, this is not good for you unless you are trying to benefit in the VV app with additional points. It's not beneficial to just the investor, and it's not beneficial to trade on a platform because of the burn fees. So that's kind of interesting there.
Let's go on to the drop raffle. I like this feature that they added. The OUP drop raffle gives collectors a greater chance to obtain a specific collectible in an upcoming drop. A percentage of additions or of each rarity in a drop will be made available for OUP drop raffle. Users can participate in the drop raffle by using OMI tokens to purchase a drop raffle ticket. The more tickets a collector has relative to other drop raffle participants, the greater the chance of success. The collector can buy drop raffle tickets using the OMI token. When the drop raffle closes, winners will be randomly selected from the pool of ticket holders. Those successful in the drop raffle can purchase their chosen collectible, and the OMI for all drop raffle tickets to the winner purchase will be burned. Collectors who are unsuccessful in the drop raffle will get 100% of their OMI returned. How this works. Yeah. At a set time before a drop, the OUP drop raffle will open to those collectors in OMI staking tier 2 or higher. Collectors can choose which collectible and rarity they want to buy drop raffle tickets for. The number of collectors competing for a collectible will be shown. However, the number of drop raffle tickets will not be known. The OUP drop raffle will close short time before the drop, and successful collectors will be notified. The winner must claim the collectible before the drop takes place. If a collectible is not claimed before the drop, it is returned to the public drop pool. When winning a collectible is claimed, the collector is prompted to make the payment in gems, not OMI, and the collectible will be delivered to their collection post-drop.
That is interesting, because just that last part, when winning a collectible is claimed, the collector is prompted to make the payment in gems, not OMI. This is an OMI program, and they're still making you pay in gems.
In gems. Now, this could be the case of, like we mentioned before, right? Like intellectual property, brands. They probably don't want to be paid in OMI, and if OMI is this volatile, the price could easily drop or pump. So, not sure how VEVE will be able to, get their paid the royalties to these IPs.
Yeah, so it looks like everything that they're paying any type of royalties to has to be through your stable coin gems. So it looks as if every single drop that they do are going to have to be paid with gems on drop day, you're gonna need gems to get the drops and not OMI. So you won't be able to get drops with OMI because, again, the price of OMI will fluctuate. So they can't really use OMI as a way to cover like the fees and make sure they actually make the amount from the mint. So they do need to ensure that that's paid with their stable token, the gems. Also, it looks like it's interesting because you will get 100% of your OMI back if you're unsuccessful. But if you do win, you're gonna lose however many tickets you buy. So if you spent all your OMI, you went all in on this drop and you won, you're gonna lose all of the OMI you went in with, because of course you bought like 10 tickets, and to win one, everything you pay for 10 tickets is gonna burn. It just doesn't refund you back the 9 tickets and you only burn the amount for that one ticket. It's gonna burn all 10 because you try to increase your chances.
So you can't win multiple times in this drop raffle. Is that what they're stating? Because I'm a little confused.
You can only win once. But what I do like is that if you do go all in, because technically a whale could always just be like, I'm gonna just buy 100 tickets every time, right?
Sure.
Because all they're losing is that one ticket amount. But now if they go in 100 every time, they're gonna lose 100 tickets worth of OMI, and that way that kind of caps it to where I think this is worth this much, so I'm willing to go this amount in, versus I'm just gonna whale in with a bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
So I do like that part. And it does say if you're unsuccessful, you will get 100% of your OMI returned. Now, you can see that as a bad thing, but I can see it also as a good thing for maybe the little fish, because they don't technically have a lot of OMI, and they maybe saved and worked up for this OMI, and to drop it in a raffle and not win because someone else bought 100 tickets is a good thing, that they'll get that money back and they'll be able to try it again on another drop. So though it does look kind of weird that you get 100% back, it is pretty good for the small fish to also try to benefit later.
Yeah, and that's why I like this drop raffle feature. So I'm glad they added this. But the only unfortunate part is you have to be tier 2 or higher to participate.
Yes, you do have to be tier 2 or higher. So when you say small fish, you still need to put in at least $5,000 worth of OMI. And you can't touch that 5,000. That 5,000 is staked away. You can only touch, whatever amount you have additional. So that kind of sucks, but that's what staking is. You take it out of circulation, and that's what drives the price of the token up. Less coins in circulation drives the price up, and of course they're trying to burn and take coins out of circulation in order for that price to go up. Also interesting is that they said that it showed a number of people in, but not the number of tickets purchased. So let's say there's 10 people trying to go for it.
Yeah.
But all 10 people bought 100 tickets. It doesn't show you the total number of tickets purchased, just the 10 people. So 10 people could mean 10 tickets. 10 people could mean 100 tickets. 10 people could mean 1,000. But it doesn't give you an edge to where, okay, there's only 10 people.
Well, I mean,
buy one ticket.
I think the reason they did this is because, if I see someone with 1,000 tickets, it would discourage me in trying to enter this drop raffle, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be looking at it from like, oh wow, this guy has 1,000 tickets. There's no way I'm gonna be entering this raffle here. So, I like that kind of feature. It just kind of encourages people to like, take that leap of just like, oh, whatever. It looks like there's this amount of people here, and you don't know who's a whale or not, right? Like, so I think that feature is kind of nice.
Yeah, so it makes you also maybe be more strategic as far as how many tickets you're buying, how much you're willing to invest, what the actual collectible, how much value do you see in it. You have to have some type of strategy to this as well. So
yeah,
it's a little interesting there. Cool.
All right,
accessories here.
It says within the store, various accessories will be made available for purchase using OMI tokens. Accessories that can be purchased with OMI will generally be non-branded, high edition items, allowing collectors to trick out their showroom. OMI that is spent on accessories is burned.
So how I feel about this is it says generally non-branded, meaning it is pretty much almost like VEVE's own little NFTs. And
Hmm.
these accessories can be like you're trying to trick out your showroom, so it could be a lot of things
Like
like
decoration,
yeah,
yeah.
decorations, furniture, like stuff like that to decorate your house. Like you want a
Yeah.
bed, you'll want maybe like a certain mirror or chair. Like they may have different designs. So this is like you decorating your showroom or your home or whatever you're trying to decorate.
Yeah.
And these are just VB exclusive. These aren't like, oh, these are Marvel. This is a Marvel chair or something like that. You know,
Sure, yeah.
it's a
That way they don't
unbranded.
have to like pay these IPs. Um,
Yes,
these, yeah.
and
So
that's why you can purchase it with OMI is because you don't have to pay that licenser's fee or anything. These are just generic chairs and stuff that you have.
yeah, and it's just another way for them to allow OMI to be burned on the platform as well,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, it's just another feature that they have. So that's good that they added that for accessories.
And yeah, so for anyone that's really trying to build out some crazy showroom, they're gonna love the accessories because accessories, they really make your showroom pop and give you that whole, vibe of being in like the actual real world virtually. Did you have like your own living room and bedroom and stuff you can't just do with collectibles, like people turning like BMO into like a DJ set or something. Like you can technically have your own actual setup, so you don't have to turn collectibles into things.
Yeah.
Which I like. That's going to be burning OMI. Cool. And premium market listings. Collectors can choose to spend OMI on premium market listings that display before non-premium listings or any given collectible for greater market exposure. To prevent the market from being overrun with premium listings, only a percentage of premium listings can be listed for the same collectible. Premium listings will be featured on the market landing page. OMI that is spent on premium market listings is burned. So you can think of this like sponsored listings, and only a certain amount will show. So even if you go to like Google and you search for something, you have the first few listings being sponsored listings. Of course, there's more people paying for sponsored listings, but they're not going to fill the whole first page with every single sponsored listings. They only select like 5 or so, so they're going to have a percentage of this in the marketplace. It's not like they're going to have the entire first 2 pages of sponsored listings.
Right. Yeah. So be limited amount.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as bad as people may think it is, because the premium market, like I said, maybe they're only going to allow like 5 per item. So you'll see the top 5, and then the rest is still going to be in order how you want. So it's almost like a little ad section, but it's going to have these premium listings.
Yeah.
And I think it's really going to benefit those that are trying to sell these maybe low mint numbers that are kind of hidden more down. They just may want to like say, hey, I have this special mint number, maybe make that a premium listing so people can see it, and people are like, oh, that's a nice number, more eyes to it, and then maybe they'll sell that item a lot better or quicker.
Yeah, and once again, just another feature for them to burn OMI on the platform. So yeah, that's good.
So if you have like mint number 12678 or something, like don't make that a premium listing and list it at the floor price just to try to get yours sold at floor quicker. That's not a smart way to use the premium market listings.
All right, let's talk about the roadmap here.
Yep,
so to make the OMI feature available to collectors in the expedient manner, the OUP features will be rolled out in a series of phases, with each phase focusing on key aspects of the OUP. Phase 1, staking and tier structure. Phase 2, OMI drop raffle. Phase 3, secondary market trading in OMI. And Phase 4, accessories, premium market listings, and renting collectibles.
Okay, so it makes sense for them to start off phase 1 with the staking and tier structure, because you have the 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. And at the same time, while you're doing this, it gives them time to implement the other phases in as well. So I can see why they had to put that first, was because it doesn't matter if they have the OMI drop raffle out before you can stake. There's no reason to stake. I mean, there's no reason for it to be out if no one can use it. So staking first, and you could probably see phase 2 come in at least 30 days after. Actually, at least 60, because the OMI drop raffle is for millionaires. So you can see that as being maybe a 2-month in between phase. And if it's like that, this whole phasing structure could be like a 6-month process in general.
Yeah, it looks like it might take some time for them to get to phase 4, I believe. Maybe Q4 of Q3 of next year, I suppose.
Yeah, so we definitely have time. For this. If you're trying to stock up on OMI or whatnot, you definitely have time, especially with the market getting as low as it has gotten now. It's like 0.005 something right now. It's pretty low, so plenty of time to stock up if you plan on using the OMI token as utility here.
And then, like they said, again, this is a work in progress plan. The information contained in this document is an initial outline of the various elements in the OMI utility program. Details are subject to change based on development and feedback. And if you have questions or suggestions about any of the below, please fill out our feedback form here.
Here is in all caps and underlined. This is strictly saying, like, this is just an outline. They're trying to say, don't take too much from this because we want your feedback. And they've stated this multiple times in the article about the feedback form, is they want your feedback. So fill out the form if you don't like this or if you have suggestions, because they're going to try to improve this based off of what you say.
Yeah. So I think if you have some kind of, go ahead and just voice it out, because they definitely want to hear your questions and opinions and suggestions and stuff like that. So
yeah, you don't have to overreact by like, oh my gosh, I hate this program, I'm gonna sell all my OMI and get out. Like, no, they want to hear your feedback. So give them feedback before you get emotionally tied and jump to a conclusion. Yeah.
All right, some FAQ. Why is OMI not part of the MCP? The OUP runs a parallel program that offers many of the same benefits as the MCP. Both MCP and OUP offers benefits for collectors within the VEVE. However, VEVE has always designed with the mainstream audience in mind. And as such, MCP was designed more specifically to reward collectors for collecting. And as such, MCP levels must be earned rather than paid. So, like I mentioned before, like people who have been in the collecting VEVE game for a while now, the OUP allows for people, new users, to kind of play catch up a little bit, in my opinion. So I like that they made it kind of like a parallel opportunity here. So where can you buy OMI? You can buy it so far on 4 exchanges. We've created our own video on how to buy OMI on BitForex.
Where can you buy OMI? Just watch our video on how to buy OMI, and I'll tell you how to get your OMI.
There you go. Yeah, check out that video. But here they list out 4 exchanges: BitForex, Ascendex, Gate.io, and OKX. Where can I store it? You can see this article. Currently transitioning to Ethereum via Immutable X. Hopefully they fix those fees. They should be, right?
Well, Immutable is gas. So the platform on Immutable is gas free.
Yeah, so hopefully that won't be an arm and a leg to move your OMI tokens onto that, right? It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. After this transition, the OMI token will become an ERC20 token and can be stored on any wallet which stores Ethereum-based tokens. What happens if I don't win an allocation in the drop raffle? If you don't secure a guaranteed collectible allocation in the drop raffle, the OMI tokens you used to bid will be returned to you, like they stated above. Those successful in the drop raffle can purchase their chosen collectibles and the OMI for all drop raffle tickets the winner purchase will be burned, like we mentioned. How long is my stake locked for? Can I withdraw? These are very redundant questions that they stated in the article. Why is the VV verse not mentioned? At this stage, no details have been released on the VV verse, but I'm sure they are in the works of that. They're just trying to really lay out the foundation, in my opinion, to get everything to on ramp folks from not only from the real world but as well from the crypto space. So they're just trying to bridge that whole, um, yeah, that whole ability to get onto this platform before they move further into the VV verse. But
Yeah, like
I'm sure they're, yeah.
no one knows what the VV verse is to offer. You know, they can't really give you too much details, and they're holding back because the VV verse in itself is going to be an entire article. Like, who knows? Like how they have their running collectibles, they could have certain areas in the VV verse that, I know, like Cavell has talked about, like you may need to use a certain NFT to get to a certain area in the VV verse, and if you don't own it, I mean, potentially maybe you can rent it to get there. Like, there's a lot of things that are still like, because if they announce the VV verse and say, oh, we have this area of the VV verse that has to get access to here, and by having a certain collectible, like that's going to automatically pump the price of a certain NFT right away. So no details, and like I said, it's going to be its own entire article, but it will be interesting to see what they have. Like, there may be like certain peaks or something where you may need maybe 007's glider to get up there or something. Like, there could be a lot of interesting things that go on in the VV verse.
Oh yeah. The yep. The metaverse is an oyster. Is that what they say? I don't know.
Yeah. So
Anyways.
no details on it yet, which I understand.
We'll see.
That's going to be
Yeah.
a giant article in itself. Maybe even
Can
a
I
big
buy?
video.
And the last one, can I buy collectibles in the store with OMI? Not at this time. And the reason why is because of the brands. They want to be paid in something more stable versus the OMI token. That's what we're speculating. So.
Yep, and we also have to be tier 2 in the staking program. So all of the staking and everything has to take place before you can purchase any collectibles with OMI.
Cool. I thought that was interesting. I'm glad they have something kind of outlined a little bit here for the OMI token. Even though there were some good and bad and some kind of ugly a little bit. Overall, this is good kind of way to get the ball rolling here. Good thing that
it's a good outline.
For feedback. Yeah, they're looking for feedback. So if you guys have anything, just suggestions or questions, definitely hit that feedback form, because I know that I'll be, filling that out, giving some feedbacks and suggestions as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, this is just an outline. They want your feedback. This is not concrete. They're going to change this. It's going to change. So don't overreact to it. And don't take this as, like, don't be emotional over this news and feel like VV is going to burn or something, or this is the greatest thing ever. Like, this is going to change, guys, and leave the feedback. Let them know if you like it. Let them know if you don't like it. Let them know what you like, what you don't like, what you feel like needs to change. Like, let them know. They want to hear it.
Exactly. But yeah, that pretty much wraps this video on our thoughts, and yeah, thoughts and views on this article on the OMI utility program. So if you guys, if you can, like the video, leave a comment, and of course hit the bell so that way you guys be notified when our next video will drop. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Yep, let us know if you enjoy watching this, and we'll continue to bring out more content and try to be as in-depth and detailed as possible with this. So we appreciate you guys, and like we always say, we're all gonna make it.